This is ChangeMakers with Katie Gore, finding the right solutions for the affordable housing community.
Fans of HGTV's Hometown know it follows a couple renovating homes in Laurel, Mississippi. And today we welcome changemaker Ailrick Young, the executive director of the Laurel Housing Authority. We'll discuss the show's community impact and how the Laurel Housing Authority has achieved high-performing status, improved residents' lives, and partnered to expand affordable housing. Ailrick, welcome to the podcast.
Well, good morning, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for being part of today's episode. And I want to start with your background and experience. This will help our listeners understand your journey and who you are in the affordable housing world. But I really want to start with your unique time in the Army National Guard, specifically Mississippi Army National Guard. So let's talk about that. I'm making assumptions about how this has helped your executive leadership also.
Well, that goes way back, my Mississippi Army National Guard experience. I was lucky enough while I was attending college where a friend and mentor of mine encouraged me to get involved in the ROTC program while I was at the University of Southern Mississippi on a football scholarship. And I did take that advice and joined the ROTC, and it just provided some opportunities for leadership and just teamwork and, just some unique opportunities for me that extended well after my college career and into getting an opportunity to go to leadership schools, learning about logistics, and just working as a team, as a member of a team and with other people. So it just turned out to be a fantastic experience for me.
Those three things, leadership, logistics, and team, those are not school courses and not what a lot of people learn. So to have ROTC give you those in such a real life experience had to be both wonderful and daunting at the same time.
It was. It was a challenge attending college. I was fortunate to be on a full football scholarship, so I had to manage those obligations along with my ROTC obligations. But like I said, in the end, I wouldn't change a thing. It was challenging, but it just afforded me some opportunities that I don't think individuals that don't get the opportunity to serve in our own forces just don't get that opportunity to participate in. And it just put me in a position to experience some things, and those experiences have helped my civilian career a tremendous amount. And I'm actually just grateful for those opportunities.
Do you remember something specifically that a supervisor or a colonel or somebody above you, I'm not using the right words there, but do you remember something specifically they would tell you that just really stuck? How you were changing your life or how you were leading or just some kind of mantra sentence that they would always say?
Actually, unique that you asked that, because one of the things that we learned, which is something very simple, is that if we were on time, we were considered late. And so it always pushed me to be early and be prepared for meetings or whatever I was involved in. And then I think one of the biggest things that I'm so grateful for is that in the military, in my experience, they always taught us as logistics officers to have a plan, have a backup plan for that plan, a backup plan for the backup plan, and a backup plan for the backup plan. So it taught me always to be prepared, to be able to adapt, and just be able to transition and not feel that if there was an obstacle in the way, that just literally shut down everything. It actually just taught me that when an obstacle was in the way, that was just an opportunity to find another way.
So now you are talking about the language of affordable housing, because that's exactly what it's like working in
Yes,
affordable housing, isn't it?
it is.
So let's get specific with Laurel. I've been there a few times. It's such a wonderful community. I mean, really, really changing. And let's talk about how great it is before we discuss the specific challenges about affordability in Laurel and what's happening. But just brag about Laurel for those people who really don't know where it is and what it is known for and what it's becoming.
Well, Laurel is a wonderful small town in America. It's located in the center of the state, basically on the Alabama border, midway in the state. The population of Laurel is really small, about, I believe right now, it's just over 10,000 as far as in the city limits. It's uniquely situated right off of the Interstate 59. I think recently what has happened with the show Hometown, it's just brought a lot of unique attention, visitors to the city, and allowed the city to expand, and just other areas of the country and the state to just see what Laurel is all about. Laurel boasts as having a well-renowned museum that's here, um, industry, one of the largest poultry producers. So there are a number of opportunities, industry, and just a unique city that is just small town USA. I think what is wonderful additionally about the city in regards to our housing program is that we have a lot of support from the community as far as our programs, and that are willing to assist us in trying to achieve our goals in providing affordable housing opportunities to those that live here in Laurel and Jones County.
Laurel is such a great platform to be able to talk about community and planning, because you do have that community support and you have many voices that are coming to the table, so to speak, to work with you. And that came through so well when we were in Laurel and working with you. I was just very impressed with how everybody wants to be part of the solution there.
Yeah, and we're very fortunate for that, but we have a number of very important partners, including the city, industry. We have a number of educational institutions that are nearby, but we're just fortunate that they understand the importance of affordable opportunities for our entire community here and are willing to come to the table. And of course, we recognize in order to achieve some of our goals, we need those partnerships, we need those stakeholders, and we need the community in assisting us with that effort.
With this resurgence in recent years and this uptick in revitalization, how are you working with the Housing Authority to actually put forward some of these revitalization areas? What kind of progress on redevelopment are you guys seeing now as part of your planning efforts?
Well, as you said, with the show and some of the things that are going on as far as the economic development and just the visitors due to the hometown show, of course, it's affected the housing market here, but it's also created some opportunities because of some of the attention that's been brought to some of the areas. So we're working very closely with the city, the Mayor McGee, who's the mayor of the city of Laurel, and the city and county government to some of those areas that were not looked at before, and working with us to try to secure some of these areas to add affordable housing and look at opportunities for us to work together and just create some development in those areas. And of course, now one of the unique things I like here, and we mentioned the city of Laurel, is that everybody's so willing to work together for a common goal. And certainly this helps out when we're talking about different projects, development opportunities to try to not only provide affordable housing in some of these areas that create some opportunity, but to look at the broader picture of how we help bring up these areas and develop them, not just from a sense of affordable housing, but just from a standpoint of quality of life.
Would you say that is some of the major challenges you're experiencing as far as new construction and redevelopment, or are there other challenges and affordability that you're seeing in Laurel?
I think it's like nationally and with a lot of cities, there are some affordability challenges. And due to that, we just have to try to find other resources to make that affordability a lot better for those that we want to serve. And I think what's important is, as I mentioned earlier, and you alluded to, is that when we have partnerships where everybody's willing to work together and we understand the importance of affordable housing and having affordable housing opportunities for everybody in the community, it just makes the community better as a whole. So although there are a lot of challenges, but I think that when we work together and we involve our stakeholders and just, relaying the importance of everybody having an opportunity for home ownership, it just makes for a better project. And I wouldn't say development is never easy because it's always challenging, but when you have a community that is supportive of the housing authority and understands the mission of the housing authority and what we're trying to do, it does make it a little bit easier.
Talking about having the community rally around you, you mentioned hometown, and some listeners may not be such Laurel HGTV fans like I am, because it's just such a great platform. Let's describe what hometown is, because I really want to talk about your partnership and your community collab there that you guys did.
The hometown television show on HGTV, last time I checked, and I think it's still current, was the number one home improvement show on HGTV. And the stars of the show, Ben and Aaron, actually reside here in Laurel. And most of the projects are centered right here in downtown Laurel and in very close proximity, I would say, to a number of our sites. But they renovate older homes. And I think that they're in their ninth season, maybe. So the show has been very popular and has been a great asset for the city as far as attracting visitors and just some of the economic development that it is helping to spur here in the city, and just a lot of positive things happening due to that. Of course, like the city is not only known for the show, but due to the show, there's a lot of success recently as far as economic development, visitors, and those type of things. And it's just been a wonderful help to the city. And just like I said, just allowing the rest of the country and other cities in the region just to have the opportunity to see what Laurel is all about.
In addition to being an economic development generator, all of this supplemental businesses and small businesses, they're just seeing such growth and absolutely being able to shine what a community, even with 10,000 people, what a community can be. So they've got great messaging in addition to the renovation before and after shots. And recently you were on the show. So let's talk about that. What was it like? How did you feel? What did you cover? And what did you guys renovate?
It was great to be part of the show, and we were very grateful for the show and being and airing willing to partnership on a project that we chose to pursue. We were recently redeveloping one of our oldest developments. It's actually some of the oldest public housing in Mississippi. And that's actually how the project came about, because when we were redeveloping the site, our state historic department said that we had to preserve one of the units. And we were trying to figure out what to do with that unit. And hence came the idea that because of the show and everything going on and the visitors, the city did not have an official visitor center. So we chose to try to renovate the building for something that would benefit the community, hence the visitor center. And like I said, the hometown show was a huge partner in that and helped us renovate that building. But I think more importantly, you asked about me and that experience about being on the show. That was a lot of fun and experience that I'll always look up on. But I think more importantly, it provided an opportunity for those viewers who didn't know a lot about Laurel and certainly had a different perception about public housing to see how a housing authority works within the community, how important it is. And that's what really excited me about them partnership with us. Of course, it turned out to be a great project. It's a really, really unique visitor center. We salvaged some of the 100-year-old wood and bricks out of the existing building. And the architect just did a fantastic job. And we hear nothing but great things about the visitor center. But like I said, but even greater than that, I think for those viewers, it changed the perception of what an agency like ours does, its importance to the community. The show even interviewed some of the former residents and some of the current residents, and they were able to express how they felt about the housing authority and the opportunities that the housing authority had provided for them and their family. And I just think that, some of their just genuine thoughts of what they felt about the housing authority and how that was displayed and shown on the show really sent such a positive message about what we do as far as housing authorities, who provide assisted housing in communities, because sometimes, some of the work we do isn't always looked upon as very favorable. So I thought that was very important and something very positive, I think, came out of the project, besides just it being a wonderful project and an opportunity. The other thing is we worked with the hometown show, HGTV. We partnered with the city and the mayor, the county, the Main Street Committee, the Laurel Rogers Museum of Art, the Economic Development Authority. So just a bunch of partners that we were able to bring together in the community to put this together. But like I said, again, most importantly, I think what was great was just the perception, those perceptions that may have been changed due to our participation on the show with Hometown.
The power of personal testimonies in changing perceptions can't be underestimated. I really admire how you advocate for not just affordable housing policy, but specifically for your community. Okay, well, we're going to have to take a pause here, but next time, changemaker Ailrick Young will share what he loves most about working in affordable housing.
There's probably nothing greater when we have residents who come to us and they've given us notice that they're moving out because they are becoming a new homeowner. That's just a fantastic feeling. That's very impactful when we have a resident who's moving on to home ownership.
Thanks for listening to ChangeMakers with Katie Gore. To find out more about Katie, go to quadel.com. That's QUADEL.com. This has been a production of Forbes Books Radio.